Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Backstage Bimbo TV. My name is Allison Rouse, your most notorious groupie, and author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie, me. Now, welcome back to everybody who's subscribing and supporting me. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. For the other 60% of my viewers, go ahead and subscribe. It's okay. Hit the like button, hit the bell. If you're enjoying me and coming back, so will other people. Let's get me noticed. That's how YouTube works. All right. And this is how I work. This is my job. So let's boost me. I appreciate it, though. So today on Cocktails and Rocktails, we're going to talk about one of the biggest, wettest, pantiest bands of the 80s. Little band called Bon Jovi. Or as I like to call them, Bon Hose Me. And Richie Sambora. So this is 1989. It was about 3 days after John married Dorothea in Las Vegas, because they were still trying to keep it secret here. Like, she could not walk next to him. She had to walk several paces behind him or go in the hotel 5 minutes after he did, because they were just, it was a different time where they thought that they would lose the majority of their fan base, because their fan base is largely women. So they thought John being married would be a big detriment. It would just destroy the band. So yeah. And for those of you who've read the book, you know this story. So we're going to do a little shot today for Cocktails and Rocktails called The Blowjob, which I do give an excellent one. So everybody, kick up your feet, get your blowjobs, and let's have some Cocktails and Rocktails, shall we? Now, we all know it's called the blowjob for a reason, because you don't use your hands. Especially you men. Quit pushing down our damn heads. But anyway, all right. I'll be right back. Let's do the shot. Whew, better than swallowing Kip Winger. That's for damn sure. Okay. Sorry, you know me and my hair by now. Anyway. So, like I said, this is about 3 days after John had married Dorothea. Typical afternoon, we go up to the gig because they weren't in town the night before. Danny and I, we happened to get to the gig right when we knew they would be pulling up at sound check about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sure enough, they did. About 5 minutes later, we see the band get out of the hotel vans, or the white runner vans, because we rarely ever travel in limos. It's usually the hotel van, the white runner van, or black SUVs. That's what they're usually in. Still to this day. So, we see them get out, they go into the gig, and as usual, you know, the boys get out of the van and they check out the girls hanging down at the sidewalk. Because we were not the only girls. It was Bon Jovi. There was about 10 groupies, or groupie wannabes, hanging out. We were talking with the security guard, so we were already kind of off the sidewalk and into the parking lot. Because being friends with the security guard is a good thing. And, so, about 5 minutes after we see the band go in, their tour manager, Richie, comes out. Says, "Boys would like to meet you. Here you go, ladies. Why don't you come on in?" Okay. And we were the only ones that they came and got the passes for. Don't know why. A lot of beautiful women in Salt Lake City. Many that I think are way more beautiful than me, so I don't know. But I was hot. I'm not going to be afraid to say that anymore. I was hot back then, and so was Danny. So we go in, we meet Richie, we meet Tika. Cool beans. Show goes on. Our friend Charlie Ann's backstage. She's just sort of wandering. She probably blew a roadie to get there, because she was kind of a milder version of Sweet Connie. God rest you, Sweet Connie. We do love you. I have a lot of love. I met Sweet Connie, so nothing bad to say about her. But she was Salt Lake's version of Sweet Connie, which is pretty watered down for a Sweet Connie version. Anyway, so we're hanging out. After the show, they do their meet and creep stuff. They come back. We get in the runner van. We go back to the hotel. John goes in the hotel first. Dorothea waits in the van. We all go in. She goes in after us. Or with us, sort of, you know. because she didn't want people to know. People didn't could have lost their fans. Obviously they didn't, because obviously they found out he married her. But anyway, so we go up to the concierge lounge, into the private area for that private floor, another key entry only. And everything's set up. There's the bartender, there's a full bar, there's this table with like 10, round table with like 10 chairs around it. And it's a $1,500 buy-in. So Richie buys in for me and him. Tico buys in for he and Danny. And so on, everybody's buying in. Now the only person that's not in the room is their keyboard player, David. And John, obviously, because he's on his honeymoon. And like I said, groupies ruin honeymoons. Poor Dorothea. I really do hope she got a different honeymoon. Because I can't imagine getting married and then coming to Salt Lake City and Denver. There's a lot of groupies there. Can't be fun. Anyway, so we all sit down, we get settled in, and they just hang this. There's like $15,000 in this in this Crown Royal bag, and they just tape it up to the wall. And I'm like, if I was that kind of person, I'd wait till everybody got drunk and run. But no, I wasn't. So I would win it fair and square. Not that night though. Anyway, so we're all just hanging out, minding our own business. We're betting. I'm starting to lose, so I'm running out of poker chips. So I'm like, hey, no, I'll raise you. I was betting with Tico, and I'm like, I'll bet you my friend Danny. I'm like, she's not yours yet. She's still my friend before you, so I have every right to bet her. He's like, all right, fine. Lost the poker hand. Lost Danny to Tico, which was cool. They were together for like another 9 months. Like, they dated for a while. So it was not a loss at all. It was a game. And Charlie wasn't really with anybody, but she would be. Oh, Lordy. Charlie Ann, I love that girl, but like I said, she was Salt Lake City Sweet Connie. So in comes, a little bit later, in comes John Alex Such was already in there, but their keyboard player, David. And he's got our two rival groupies who we were replacing on the scene, Trudy and Lisa Suzanne, whatever her friggin' name was. I can never remember her name. And they're just kind of sitting there being bitchy. He's like, oh yeah, let's play some poker. And they're like, no, that's okay. We should go somewhere else and do this and that. And David's like, no, I really want to play poker. He's like, well, if you guys want to go do that, go do that. You can leave. So they just sort of sat there for a minute and kind of bitched and leaned up against the bar for about 5 minutes and then slinked out of the room because they weren't like being social. It's like, if you're going to be social, that's cool. You can be cool. We don't have to run around the same cliques. Just don't be an asshole. Like Charlie Ann and I weren't part of the same groupie clique. She was kind of her own thing. But when we were hanging out with the same band, we were all cool with each other. There was nothing wrong with different cliques hanging out. There's plenty of raw guys to go around, but these two girls were just bitches. And they were older than us, so they thought that they were entitled. Karens in a time of before Karens. So they leave the room. Well, this whole time, Charlie Ann's going around to everybody, including Tico and Richie, because I'm with Richie, like, I'm slung all over him. We're basically making out. I think he had recently broken up with the actress Ali Sheedy that he had dated for years. I think it was like months before he had just broken up with her. So people were kind of teasing him that my name was Allison and my close friends and family call me Allie. And they're like, well, at least you'll remember whose name to call in bed tonight. I'm like, oh, no, at least I'll make you forget that other girl ever existed by the time I'm done with my blowjob. I'm gonna, because I will. Get good at that, ladies. Get them eating out the palm of your hand. So, and she's whispering, and and Tico's like, yeah, no thanks, I got a girl. And I don't know and she comes over and she's asking each guy around the table. There was a couple other roadies. There was the tour manager, Reggie, and everybody but John and now John, Bon Jovi. He was the only other band member that wasn't in there now. So she gets to, obviously Richie's like, no thanks. She is who she is. I love her. She's a great person. Her sexual style is her sexual style. So she gets to John Alex Such, and he's like, okay. So she's asking to give the guys a blowjob. Who wants a blowjob? She's just going with, would you like a blowjob? Would you like a blowjob? Would you like a blowjob? No, no, no. Ding, ding, ding. It's like duck, duck, goose and sex, drug, and rock and roll, I guess. I don't know. Duck, duck, goose. Okay. So instead of getting up and running, she crawled into the table. Well, you couldn't set the hand out and take him into the bathroom right over there? No. She just crawled into that table. And every so often you'd hear... Seriously. You could hear her head hit and the table would shake. And we'd be like... Lifting up the cover, you know, the tablecloth and stuff. And... yeah, and then... all of a sudden, you know, we see John Alec just... he gotta sit this one out. Head goes back. Noises are made. So I'm assuming Leanne got a pearl necklace or... yep. So, that was one happy John Alec such bass player guy. The next thing you know, she doesn't even get out from under the table. We're like expecting her to crawl out from under the table. No. Next thing you know, David, their little keyboard guy, kind of a surprised look, and next thing you know, he gets like pulled down into the position. She didn't take no bullshit. Charlie Ann just got what she wanted. It's how she got Billy Idol and a few other people. She just, no bones about it. So she just pulled his pants down, started going on her second one. Didn't see her for another, probably about 45 minutes. I mean, we heard her. You felt her head hit the table every so, whoops. Sorry. I was trying to simulate the table. But, yeah, so for a good hour, she went from John Alec to David to Rhodey to Reggie. And then it got to me, and I didn't have a dick. So she figured that's where you stop. So, yeah, that was the night I got together with Richie Sambora. And we ended up winning the poker game. Danny bet me, so I was lost to Richie Sambora, which I did see him a few other times in the world. Totally single? No. So might as well, you know. Same with Tico Torres. Tico had just broken up or was just starting to date some model. I think he married her for a minute or something, was engaged, Anna or something. But Danny looks, that long blonde hair, she's got that look that she had too. And like I said, they were together 9 months. So, we're playing poker all night long. We don't even realize because we're having a good time. Obviously, nobody's wanting to move because their dick's probably in Leanne's mouth. My legs are slung over Richie. We're making out at the table. Same with Tico and Danny. Finally, about 6 o'clock in the morning, we don't even know what time it is. It's just all of a sudden hotel employees start coming in and they tell us we've got to go because they've got to get this room set up for the continental free breakfast for this floor. And we're like, oh, we gotta go? No, breakfast sounds good. So we ran across the street and I showed you this also in the video of all the hotels downtown. I'll just go back through my videos. It's called A Shot of My Memories. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, so we go across the street to another hotel where this really awesome little Buffalo Bill's breakfast cafe was. And they had the whole story. So Tito got up and read the whole Buffalo Bill story for everybody at breakfast. They applauded. It was wonderful. They were very excited to have a second spontaneous Bon Jovi performance. Yeah. So then we run back across the street, go upstairs, and finally get to see what I had been feeling in Richie Sambora's pants all night. Because you know I was playing. I had my hand down those pants. He was kind of filling me up like we were making, I'm going to see what's under there before I get on top of it, because if it's too small, I'm sorry, there's no, I need to know. I'm a size queen. Hi, my name's Allison. I like big dicks, and I'm not ashamed. So I will not go to Dick Tasters Anonymous. Thank you very much. Anyway, So yeah, we got upstairs. You want to know what he was like? Why don't you come over to my Patreon? I'll tell you all about it. Although we also know Heather Locklear is a size queen, so I think we're kind of leaning towards come to Patreon and find out. So, there's the night that I met Richie Sambora. I saw him a few more times on this tour because, like I said, he was freshly single. I'm a groupie who's ready to mingle. Why the fuck not? It was the 80s. That's what you do. So, there we go. Several guys were very happy. Thank you, Charlie Ann. She's pretty awesome. We'll see more of Charlie Ann in some more of these videos. Or vlogs. Yeah. So, you want to hear more of these crazy stories? You want to know what else Charlie Ann was up to? Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bells on the way out. Make sure we get more people who want to enjoy my videos able to see them. And also, don't forget where you can buy my book. Link is in the description. So is my awesome t-shirt line and merchandise line. Link in the description. Go check them out. To have some really cool, funny designs. I don't have any of this groupie couture crap. I have actually funny-ass t-shirts about the rock stars and things that they said while we were hanging out. So, alright guys, hope you enjoyed this week's Cocktails and Rocktails. Don't forget, like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bells. See you next week for some more Cocktails and Rocktails. Thanks, everybody.